let me ask all my investor friends, do you want freedom? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want all the time in the world to do your favorite things? Do you want a boss who micromanages you, who first beats you down and then claims that he appreciates you for your hard work and says all of that in one sentence? Heck, if you are a few minutes late after lunch, you might receive a message from him asking for the cause of the delay. I'll tell you what you really want. What you really want is between 8 and 12 rental properties that will provide you with enough cash flow that you can smell your independence, your freedom. That's right. That is exactly what I'm going to share today. Your pathway to your independence, your pathway to the best beaches of this world. Do you want that? Huh? And be honest to yourself when you're answering that question. If you keep doing what you're currently doing, you will have to live with a boss who will walk all over you. Instead, my advice to you is go earn your freedom, just like how I did through real estate investing. What if I told you that replacing a $65,000 salary doesn't require becoming a millionaire? It doesn't require owning 100 rental properties. More importantly, it doesn't require quitting your job tomorrow. In fact, depending on where you invest, you might only need somewhere between 8 and 12 rental properties, and in some markets, even fewer. Now, before you think I'm overselling this, let me explain something that completely changed the way I look at money. Your employer doesn't actually pay your bills. Monthly cash flow does. Your mortgage doesn't care if your money came from a paycheck. Your grocery stores doesn't care if it came from a rental income. Your vacation doesn't care where the money came from. Your bills simply need cash. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to replace a $65,000 annual salary using rental properties, using real numbers and a realistic roadmap. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how many rentals you need, how long it would take, and the biggest mistakes that cause most investors to fail before they ever reach financial freedom. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, if you don't know me or are new to my channel, my name is Vikram Chopra. I was an investment banker turned broker in the Greater Charlotte metropolitan area, where I invest and assist other investors reach the financial goals through real estate investing. Part 1, stop thinking about salary. Here's the first mental shift. Most people chase salary. I did that too. That is what we learn all our lives, isn't it? When I graduated college, I didn't negotiate a salary. My starting salary was on the lower end. One weekend, I was having some drinks with a group of work friends, and not sure how, we started discussing salary. I was livid to know that I was shortchanged. That's it. I decided never to be taken for a ride ever again. I negotiated top dollars in my second job, and I've been doing that since then. Later on, I realized investors chase cash flow. Those are completely different games. Imagine two people. Person A earns $65,000 every year. If they stop working, their incomes become zero. Now imagine another person. They own rental properties producing $5,500 every month. They decide to take 3 months off. They decided to go to New Zealand and live in one of those hobbit homes because they felt like living in Shire. The rent still shows up while they are in New Zealand picking mushrooms and discussing life with Gandalf. There in Shire, there's no boss checking if you took more than 1 hour for lunch. That is the difference. One income depends on labor, the other depends on assets. The goal isn't becoming rich overnight. The goal is owning enough income producing assets that working becomes optional. That, my friend, is financial freedom. I still work, but I work because I choose to work. The politics, the bullshit at my workplace is my greatest source of motivation. When I hear my name thrown to the trash, my determination grows even more. I never quit a job unless, of course, if I'm fired or if I find another one that pays more. But here's where almost everyone gets the maths completely wrong. They are comparing salary to rent collected. That is a huge mistake. Part 2. Use cash flow, not rent. Let's say you own a rental home. The rent is $2,000 per month. Sounds great, except that you have mortgage, you have property taxes, insurance, maintenance, vacancies, repairs, capital expenses, property management. After taking out all of these expenses, you might only keep $400 or $600 every month. That is the number that matters. That is the cash flow, not the rent collected. If your goal is replacing a $65,000 salary, you need approximately $5,500 every month in positive cash flow. Everything else is just noise. But Vikram, I'm cooking lunch in Shire with Gandalf. Who's going to look after the repairs, the maintenance, the vacancies, etc., etc.? Well, my investor friends, it'll be you. By the time you get to that stage, you will have enough operational and tested systems in place that your presence won't be necessary at all to manage and run your rentals. That's how I do it. My rentals have given me the freedom to travel the world. I visit 4 new countries every year. If I, who came to America as a student, can do it, you can definitely do it. Now comes the exciting part. How many homes does that actually take? The answer might surprise you. Part 3, the math. Reverse engineering your freedom. Let's run 3 examples. Scenario 1, each rental produces $300 of monthly cash flow. That is good cash flow. To replace $5,000 monthly, you need about 18 rentals. Sounds like a lot. Now, let's improve this property. Scenario 2, each rental produces $500 monthly. That is great cash flow. Now, you only need 11 rentals. Already much better. But we are not done yet. Scenario 3, each rental averages $700 monthly. That is really awesome cash flow. Now you're looking at 8 rentals. Same income, completely different portfolio. That's why experienced investors spend more time buying correctly than buying quickly. One great property can outperform 3 mediocre ones. But here's something almost nobody tells beginners. There is a cheat code. You can start early and build up. But how? You don't need all 8 houses today. You only need the first one. Now let's look at how to crack this code. By the way, if you're a beginner or an investor and are looking for guidance on how to get started in real estate investing, feel free to book a 20-minute free phone call with me. Link below in the description. Part 4, the house hack, the accelerator method. The fastest way to get to your first 3 rental properties is house hacking. You buy a 4-unit property, or as some people call it, a quad. Live in 1 unit and rent the other 3 out. Why is it called a cheat code? Because you pay a very little down payment, sometimes as little as 3% or 3.5%, and the 3 tenants that pay you rent will effectively cover your entire mortgage. And that's not all. You don't have to pay closing costs 4 times. You don't have to pay for appraisals 4 times. Your lender will run your background check only once. You will vacate where you're currently living, and you won't be paying that rent money to anyone. Instead, you will pocket that entire amount. You are learning the ropes of being a landlord. Will it be difficult? Sure, it will be. But will it be all worth it? Absolutely yes. 10 years after you buy your quad, you can walk by your boss, laugh on his face, and don't even have to say a word. Just walk by. He will be cooked. But just 4 homes won't take you too far. You want your freight train to gain immense speed, gain immense momentum. And how do you do that? You wait for a couple of years, manage your tenants, build a team, save lots of money, and go snap another fourplex. This time also, you pay down 3 or 3.5%, and then you move into one of the new homes. Rent the previous home in the previous fourplex. At this stage, you will have 8 apartments that you own with 7 loaded and rented. All of this shouldn't take you more than 5 or 6 years. You will be living for free, and you've already built a massive foundation for massive cash flow. This is how normal people, not millionaires, start their business. Your next question would very likely be, but where can I find these quads that you're talking about? Very valid question. Let's go to my computer and let me show you how to find such properties.
Hey again, now that I'm on the computer, I can show you how to find great deals. Yes, I can do that. And I want to focus on multifamily homes today. Ones that are safe, affordable, so that you can live in 1 unit and rent out the rest of the units. Also, the rent received from all the other units should cover all your mortgage and should leave some money behind for your pocket. You will need this money to fix things that the tenants break and to overall improve the condition of the property. How will all this help? Well, you can appraise the property for a higher price later on down the road. It'll help you in refinancing and taking some money out, and you can use that money to invest in a different rental property. There are a couple of sites that you can use to find such properties. I use LoopNet. Let's look into that. Alright, let's go to loopnet.com. We will select for sale option here because that's what we want to do. We want to buy. We'll select multifamily because that's what we are looking for. That's the best asset class for any entry-level position, entry-level assets. Charlotte, which is in Montgomery County, I'm just going to select that. You can choose whatever city or whatever state that you live in, right? I do think that the number of apartments within Charlotte are less. So let's do that. Let's just remove the boundary. Hey, here you go. Look at that. Now we have more options, right? Gastonia, I know, is a great place to invest. Oh, look at that. and it's just $525,000. Not bad at all. What is this? Canopolis. Canopolis is also upcoming. Canopolis is at $1.3 million. So this is expensive for any first-time investor. I would not recommend investing that much. $400,000, but just an apartment building, but it's a little further away. I do think that Gastonia looks like a good choice. Let's look at what they have to say. We'll click on the property, and as you can see, it's a 5-unit building apartment. Not bad for $525,000. That is a sticker price. I am sure of all of you are smart enough to negotiate a better price. And what do we know more about this apartment building? It says 5-unit multifamily investment opportunity. Great. Let's look down here. Let's download what they have to say about their apartment complex. If you scroll down, you will find some more information and what I'm looking for, and these people have not made it any easier for me to find. I want to know the type of apartments that are there in this multifamily. Are they 1 bedroom? Are they 2 bedrooms? 3 bedrooms? So that I can figure out the rent. These people have not mentioned it anywhere. Okay, let's look here. So now that they have not made it any easier for us to find, we also know how to trick them, right? So we know the address, which is 907 West 5th Avenue. Control C. I'm going to open another tab over here. I'm going to go to Zillow.com and I'll enter the address. Control V, Gastonia. Let's see what Zillow has to tell me. Awesome. Look at that. Zillow found all the information. Look, its price is same price, $525,000. That's what we saw on the website. And let's dig in a bit. All right. Awesome. Look, it has 4 1-bedroom unit and 1 3-bedroom unit. If I were the investor who was trying to put my money in for the first time, I would live in one of these 1-bedroom unit. So I'll rent out 3 of these and I'll rent out the 3-bedroom unit also. Let's do some math now. First of all, let's see how much money we have to pay. Let's open a mortgage calculator because that is the best thing that we can do. Mortgage calculator. Let's go here. Home value, where is it? It's listed for $525,000. Let's do it here, $525,000. Down payment, well, since you are the first time buyer, so let's just put 3.5% down, right? The rest is all loan. Interest rates are 6% these days. It's not going to get any better for the next 8 to 10 years. Loan term, 30 years start. Let's start this from October 2026. Property tax, we don't know the property tax, but we can find out. Right, how do we find out? We'll just go to Zillow.com. You scroll down and I'm sure there's some information around it. Show more. Scrolling down further. There you go. Property tax $3,728. Let's just make it $4,000 for easier math. Yes, $4,000 here. PMI 0.5%. Home insurance $1,500 is less. Let's just make it $2,000. Monthly HOA, I'm not sure, but it won't be too much. Loan type conventional, and I'm not refinancing and I'm buying it. Let's do calculate. Here's the math. My down payment is $18,000, which is very reasonable when you're planning to buy 5 apartments at the same time. If I were to buy this, I had to put 20% down. You, the first time investor, are just putting 3.5% down. So that's really amazing. It's very easy to get into this game of real estate investing, right? And the monthly payment is almost $4,000, which is awesome because you know what? The rent will help you cover this. Let's do the math again. Let's open a notepad. And I was doing this math earlier in the evening. So what I'm going to do is we have 3 BDR, which I know rents for about conservatively $1,500 a month. Okay. Then we have 4 1-bedrooms, 1 BDR, which will rent for about $1,000 per month. But you will be living in one of these, right? So it can't be 4. It can only be 3. You have to live in the apartments. You have to live in this, right? So that makes it a total of $3,000. And this one will give me $1,500. That makes it a total of $4,500. Your monthly mortgage from the calculator is about $3,742. So let's just say about $4,000. Easy math. And net pocket is $500 per month. That's how much you are netting in your pocket every month when you're living for free. And 3 of your 1-bedroom apartments have been rented out for $1,000 each, making a total of $3,000. So it's a okay deal. I wouldn't say it's a great deal. It's an okay deal, but Let's look into some more options that we have. Come on, open up. All right, let's look at the one in Clover. There's one more thing I wanted to mention, right? This Gastonia apartment that we've been tracking, I want to know how far this apartment or these apartments are from downtown Charlotte, because people who work in Gastonia, they commute to work. You want to make sure that you don't live too far away from a city center. So this is where it is. Let's see the directions. Let me just say downtown Charlotte would be Bank of America Stadium. There you go. Not too bad. It's just 23 miles. That's okay. And it's mostly I-85. So you have a highway. That should not be a problem. So anyone who lives here or the investor, if he chooses to buy it and wants to live in one of the units, it's not difficult for this person to commute to downtown Charlotte for work. And there's so many jobs around here. So as far as commute is concerned, this house very much checks up very well. Let's quickly look at some other options. Mount Holly. Let's see what this apartment is all about. Where is it? Mount Holly. Come on. Oh, it's 28 units. It's really big. 4.2 million. Don't even waste time. Huntersville. Again, $10 million. Don't even waste your time. What is this? High Shoals. Mobile Park 1.7. I'm not sure if you are into mobile parks or not, but that is how I would look. Let's quickly look at this one. Locust. Where is it? Come on, pop up. Oh, look at that. It's a 3-unit building. So that's not what I want. I want at least 4. You know why? Because you only get that 3 or 3.5% down once for your first purchase, right? So when you make that first purchase, you make sure it's big enough. Not big like 20 houses, but big enough as in like you at least 4 homes so that you can live in one, rent out 3, something like that. So that is how I look for multifamily homes. You, I'm sure, can also look for multifamily homes in areas where you live or areas where you invest, and the process is pretty similar. All right, that's about it. Thank you.
Part 5, the snowball effect. Now you're making over $1,000 monthly. Eventually, you will be making over $3,000 monthly from your 7 rented properties. What do you do with this money? You definitely don't spend it. You save it. Eventually, your rentals begin buying more rentals. This is why the first few years feel slow. Then suddenly, everything accelerates. People watching from outside think, oh, you got lucky, my man. They didn't see the years you were spent building momentum. But there's one problem. If you buy the wrong houses, the entire strategy falls apart. And for investing, there is no better place than Charlotte. It has everything: growing population, booming job market, moderate weather, friendly local laws. You can check out my video here on investing in Charlotte. Part 6. Don't chase doors. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is chasing the biggest portfolio. While it is really awesome to start with buying quads, eventually you will need to start thinking about homes that can pay you $1,000 every month net. That is my goal too. Every house I own should give me at least $1,000. Some give me more, some less, but it should all even out. But why less homes? Well, less homes means less headaches, less stress, less broken toilets, less tenants that you have to deal with. All that means you'll be doing less work, which is what we all want, isn't it? More money with less work. That is why don't chase property count, chase quality. Buy properties that produce healthy cash flow. Your future self will thank you. That's why if you're planning to invest money in real estate, go ahead and book that free 20-minute call with me. We can discuss your situation together. Now let's talk about time. How long does all this actually take? Part 7, a realistic timeline. With 7 rented condos, you will be making close to $3,000 per month. Remember, what was your goal? To make $5,000 from your rental business so that you can say adios to your corporate America job if you want to. Can you speed this process? Absolutely. Yes. Maybe you could increase the rents. Maybe the properties appreciate significantly. You could refinance to pull out some of the money and use it as a down payment for a townhome or a single family home. The point is, financial freedom isn't one giant leap. It's lots of small decisions repeated consistently. But even if you have reached your income goal, there's another challenge waiting. Part 8, lifestyle inflation. Imagine your rentals now produce $5,000 monthly. Success, isn't it? Except you upgraded your car, bought a bigger home to live in, increased your vacations, financed expensive toys. Now your lifestyle costs $8,000 monthly. Guess what? You are no longer financially free. Your expenses outran your investments. There's nothing wrong in living this lifestyle. I could have retired years ago, but my lifestyle also inflated. Now I travel so much on vacation that sometimes I think it's insane. But that's okay. I have been putting in the hard work since 2011. So I deserve each and every vacation I take. This happens more often than people realize. The easiest way to become financially free isn't always making more money. Sometimes it's simply refusing to inflate your lifestyle. That's why if you have questions, doubts, concerns, go ahead and book that free 20-minute call with me. Part 9, the roadmap to quitting. Replacing a salary isn't about luck. It's about math and consistency. You don't need to do this overnight. You just need to start the process. But quitting is not the answer either. I don't think so. I want to quit anytime soon. The reason being, my job gives me motivation to do something. Job gives me the pocket change that I might need just in case things head south. It keeps me relevant in the world of software and technology. That is why I do not quit. I crunch data all day long. That is just my thoughts though. Look, here's the conclusion. The exact number isn't what matters. What matters is starting with one property that actually produces cash flow. Don't compare yourself to investors with 50 rentals. Compare yourself to who you were last year. And one day you will wake up and realize that it is your investments, not your employer's money, that are paying your bills. You can watch my video here on how to retire on rentals. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe, because every week I share practical, number-driven strategies to help everyday people build long-term wealth through real estate investing. So until next time, this is Vikram signing off. Good luck, goodbye, and go earn your freedom by replacing your average salary. Let's start a revolution. Long live freedom. Freedom from poverty, freedom from bad bosses, freedom from anything that stops us to build our business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.